What's up? David, aka Smash Time Strings, here from Northern Soul to talk to you about this Nike Alpha Elite head. Awesome red mesh from the Mesh Dynasty that I have strung up is for sale here. We will talk about the head. We will talk about the mesh. We will talk about the stringing. Hopefully I can teach you a little something about stringing. Let's get right into it. So a lot of you probably are not familiar with this head, the Nike, or Nike as you all over here call it, Alpha Elite. Is an amazing head. It's marketed as a defensive head. I think that it just didn't get a great rollout marketing wise. And for me, it's I think one of the most underrated heads that's out right now. And so what I really like about this head is you have an amazing face shape that really is pretty offensively minded. But at the same time, it is stiff like a defensive head. And so what I think is so cool about this is if you're a defender who likes a little bit more of a pinched head, which I think a lot of the D heads are a little bit wider than most people want, this is an awesome head for you. But also if you're a midfielder who's a little bit frustrated by the lack of stiffness of some of the midfield heads, I think that this is just an absolute beast. And I personally would love to use this as a midfielder. Midfielder, LSM, close D. I don't think you can go wrong with this head. I'm actually just really, really impressed by it. I've strung it up with the Mesh Dynasty. Try and give you a look here. This really cool white and red, kind of subtle hits of black in there. This is the Force Mesh by the Mesh Dynasty. They just have the best colors out. Every color you want, you can find it. Unbelievable, great stuff. And so talk a little about this pocket. I've strung this pocket to the inside. And so what that means is, as you can see, the mesh does not go onto the back of the head. The mesh actually attaches to the inside of the head. So the reason that we do this is basically to get the effect of, in a way, the old pinched high school heads. Meaning we're not pulling the mesh as wide to meet the head, we're pulling it right to the inside so it doesn't have to be pulled out. So that creates kind of a more, without getting too technical, creates more contact from the ball on the mesh as it rolls through, which gives you hold, especially too for dodging. As you can see, the ball is not really moving too much here, which is great. But at the same time, when you go to release, it's just rolling straight through. We're not having it get caught really hard. A lot of times people use shooting strings to create a lot of hold. The problem with that is it can make throwing really inconsistent. And so this head, I think, would be great. Like I said, midfielder all the way up to a close defender. I will say though, some close defenders like a little bit higher pockets, a little bit more whip. That's a preference thing. This is not that kind of head. I got other heads for that. We'll get into that in other videos. This is for somebody who's looking just for a little bit smoother and kind of more simple of a pocket than that. So anyway, on sale now, cool red colorway, very underrated head. Give it a try.